class. So I'm back. Professor Brennan here for my interpersonal communication class. We just finished talking about regulative rules versus constitutive rules when we talk about using words in communication. I'm going to go straight to the PowerPoint. And we left off with the rules, and we want to get to the symbols part. Play from this current slide. So we know that words are also symbols, right? They are symbols. We decide that these letters, I don't know if you've ever seen like letters from if you know other languages, like we have the same letters. If you're a Spanish speaker, we use the same letters in Spanish as we do in English. We have the same letters in Italian. I think we have the same letters, except sometimes there's like on the N in Spanish, I can't remember what that's called. I always call it an enye, but it sounds like an enye sound. So there might be adjustments to those letters. I'm going to call them adjustments. But we still have the way the letters look are similar. Okay. Now, if we spoke Chinese or Korean, those letters, like Chinese, Korean, different letters. There might be similarities. I don't really know the languages, but I've seen Korean. It's not the same as Chinese. It may not even be put on the page the same way, right? If you know that in Arabic or Hebrew, they read books the opposite direction of the way English speakers do, like from back to the front. Like they start on this and they go like this. So I'm guessing too, in the writing, it goes in that direction too. It's like right to left, right? So why am I getting off on these tangents? Because I love talking about language. It's fascinating to me. It's fascinating in all the ways that different cultures and different peoples, we're all humans, right? That we've all learned how to communicate with each other in all these varieties of ways, and that we've learned how to write things down in all these varieties of ways. We're all communicating the same thing. Like those symbols mean different words. Mean words or communicating things of what we've established, but we live in the same reality. We live in the same world. They're just different symbols. It's fascinating as human beings. So let's get to it. Here we go. So symbols, socially agreed upon representations of an event, action, person, object, or phenomenon. So we agree upon that. So language is just a bunch of symbols put together, right? Why does the word noun, N-O-U-N, we say that word means noun, we know what it means. It's socially agreed upon. A noun could have meant this. We could be calling this a noun. It's totally random. But we agree upon it as a society, and over time, we've agreed upon it. Remember, language is the vehicle for culture. Remember that when we talked about culture last week. All right. When we talk about symbols, they can range from what we call concrete, usually things that mean the thing, oftentimes concrete, something that we can actually see, versus something that's abstract. Let's take the heart. A lot of students like to use the heart as a symbol, especially not in this class necessarily, but in my public speaking class. They use the heart when they do a personal symbol speech. They'll use the heart. Now the heart's an organ, right? That's the concrete. It's not even a symbol. It's a real thing. And we've named it the heart. And yet we have this thing, right? Let's see if I can do it. That's the shape of a heart, kind of, right? Kind of, not a very good one, but you get the idea. That's a heart. Do you have any hearts in here in my room? I do. Look at this. This is a heart. Doesn't look anything like the heart that's in our heart. I mean, the heart that's in our body, right? It's totally different. How they came up with this, I have no idea. But this has become the symbol for the heart. But the heart is a symbol for what? Love, right? It's a symbol for passion and love, affection. It's a symbol for relationship. It's got nothing to do with the relationship, but it becomes a symbol for that. That's my point. Do you see how random it is? It's completely random. But we as a society agreed upon that that's what this means. It's pretty fascinating stuff. Why is this, and I think I've used this before, this is a 3-leaf clover. Now a 4-leaf clover, who knows why, is a symbol of luck. But a 3-leaf clover is a symbol of being Irish. Do they have a bunch of clover in Ireland? I've never been to Ireland, so I don't know. Maybe they do. Why? Random. Random. Maybe some relationship, but kind of random. So they can range from the concrete to abstract. Concrete refers to a symbol that represents what the thing is. Abstract refers to a symbol that does not represent the literal thing. It refers to its arbitrary. It's arbitrary. So we've got the symbol for love is a heart. I would say that that's abstract. It's arbitrary. Totally arbitrary. The symbol for, let's see, peace could be a dove. That's religious, generally speaking. It's been associated with religion. It's been associated with the Holy Spirit, which is religious. Does the Holy Spirit mean peace? I don't know. Somehow we've agreed that it does mean that. It's a white dove too. Let's see what else. We have the peace symbol. There's a random. That's a completely random symbol that doesn't look like peace, but we've decided that's abstract. Get it? I think you're getting it. All right. Semantics. Semantics is a study of meaning we attach to a word, phrase, or text. People who study semantics, I find it fascinating because it just shows how much we put our own ideas onto the reality out there, the one that we experience through our senses. And by the way, that's how we experience reality, through our senses, right? Through our eyes, through our nose, through our ears, through our touch, right? Through, what is it? Hearing, vision, smell, touch. What's the last one? Taste, through our taste. We're not much into taste. You know, that's what animals do, but that's probably of all the least things in terms of how we experience reality, in terms of us testing things out. Most of us don't walk around and, lick something. We don't do that. Other animals do that, but we don't do that, right? But this is how we experience reality, through that. So in semantics, we have what we call denotative and connotative and how we refer to words. So denotative refers to that dictionary definition. If you look up a word, that's what it means. It's the literal version of the word that we've decided that's what it means. Right? I don't have a dictionary right beside me. So we've decided that if we look up the word teddy bear, right, we agree that this is a teddy bear because that's what a teddy bear looks like. Okay. We agree that if we look up Gumby, I don't even know if that's in the dictionary, that this is a Gumby. Okay. We agree because we know it. This has been named Pokey, if you know Gumby and Pokey. Here's Blockhead. I got Blockhead here too. All my little toys. Okay. We agree on that. Connotative means personal or socially agreed upon definition of words. So I don't want to confuse you because the dictionary definition is academic. It is socially agreed upon. Someone had to come up with that knowledge, but we all decided. But it's a place where you can look up the word. What does the word mean? It's been decided by this culture, by this English-speaking people, that that's what the word means. Now, connotative means it's discourse. It's like in our social discourse of what we like. The word cool means that's something that feels good, right? But the word cool means something that's not cold. It's not lukewarm. It's cool, right? It usually refers to temperature. The literal word, if you look at the word, the denotative word of the word cool. But we've associated the connotative word, we've associated with something that feels good or that is pleasing to the eye or brings us pleasure in some way, right? It's got nothing to do with temperature. It might make us feel, but usually it's not going to make us literally feel cool. It's not going to be like, something, a fan on us. No, that's not what cool means in the connotative version of it. Okay, you starting to see the difference? It's very interesting, and it changes over time. Okay, let's look at the next thing. So semantic rules. This is just kind of a review of how we assign meaning to symbols. Okay, let's just look at this. That's a rocking chair. It's literally a rocking chair. Okay, if you look it up, what's a rocking chair? That's what it looks like. That's what it does. It rocks. It's a chair that rocks, right? Now, what do we associate with rocking chairs? Mothers with babies, right? Mothers holding a baby, rocking. Grandmothers, maybe grandfathers. We don't associate children with rocking chairs. We associate older people with rocking chairs. That's a connotative, it's grandma's chair, right? Why? I don't know. Just what we associate. I'm sure there's a long-term cultural reason for that. Now, we associate restroom. These images, we know that blue and this white, we have come to associate as a culture that that's what restroom means. In fact, you don't even need the word restroom on there. You can just take that word off and just put that. And we know these are the symbols. That's a male symbol and that's a female symbol. Look, we only know it's a female symbol because she's wearing a dress. It's pretty genderized, right? But that's it. I mean, now they don't even have necessarily symbols like that. And this means wheelchair. So it has access to someone who's not walking, but's in a wheelchair. We know what those symbols mean. All right. Shoes, tennis shoes, they have meaning, the color of the tennis shoes in terms of meaning, like if you're a baller, right? And all the kinds of shoes, if you're a basketball player and all the different kinds of shoes that you like, if you're a young man, your shoes can be like the thing. Like these were called tennis shoes, but most people aren't playing tennis in those, or sneakers. Okay, moving on. So another way to look at this, how we have the definition of what these things are for can have more than one meaning. That's really the purpose to show you this, right? You can think of other things, what the meaning, how we think something's for something and we end up using it for something else. You can see a lot of examples in this as we move into this kind of recycle, reuse society. I like to think that way all the time. For example, I'm a painter. And I don't know if you ever eat, those of you that eat meat, if you've ever had like ground turkey, they come in these plastic, in fact, I have it somewhere over there. Anyway, they come in a plastic container. Well, I like to reuse that and put my paint in there. It's an easy thing that I can reuse. So it used to be this container. Otherwise, I just throw it away. And it's just going in the trash. They're probably not going to recycle. They may recycle that plastic. But I can reuse it. So this is the idea that the things that we think has the meaning has other meanings to it. We can place more meanings, more than one purpose. The meanings that we attach to certain things of what their purpose is for can have more than one. I'm going to stop there so I don't go over, and we're going to go on to the next thing that we're going to talk about is subjectivity. We'll be right there. I'll come right back.